Hey,
Hey,
you can stand up here.
yes, you can
I
stand.
feel like if I put my head right here, what's this, like Brady Bunch?
There you
I'm
go.
right here, although everyone's hitting their pictures really well, so. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you guys. We're here to talk to you about things that we're seeing across the board with title insurance. This last week, I feel like we saw a couple of things that I hadn't seen in the 3 years that I've been doing this with Northstar. Who knows the difference between an ACH transfer and a wire transfer?
Well, isn't
ACS.
ACH is your like debit card,
Mhm.
and a wire transfer is when you go to the bank and they put in your routing number and send it through the Fed.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Do I win something? Woo!
You win some free swag, come down to our office and we'll get it for you. So yeah, the difference is basically that. A wire transfer is actually verified by the Fed. And when a wire transfer is sent, you're gonna get a Fed reference number that's associated with that. I had 2 files this last week that they were trying to do a wire transfer on their phone and maybe just didn't understand the difference between ACH and wire, and they sent their wire through ACH. And what happened was she sent about $8,000. That same day my bank had to reject it, but it took 2 to 3 days to get that money back. And when you're trying to same day fund and record, time is of the essence, and that took some time to get back. So she had to scramble to find another $8,000 and just wire to us, which we got within an hour. It was all great once she got it figured out, but the ACH transfer proved difficult. And every title company will have that same issue. So you cannot send ACH transfers. So make sure you're educating your buyers when they're sending in their cash to close, that they are wiring those funds in. What's that?
I'm like, we
didn't
didn't
know
know
you
you
could
could
do
do
that.
that.
There's always something.
There's always someone.
Yep.
Someone that just
ruins-
decides
And it
they're gonna
happened,
do it.
it happened within 24 hours, 2 times, 2 different wires from 2 different
They're like,
files.
can I use Zelle? Do you take Venmo?
And that was the thing, so she
That was
tried to
it.
send it, Zelle. It was earnest money.
Yeah.
So wire, or check. And if you're trying to same day fund and record, always wire. I can't stress that enough. If you are trying to same day fund and record, a cashier's check could kind of work, but a personal check, absolutely not. That would take almost a week for my bank to verify those funds. It's not us that does it, but.
Wire's just the easiest, safest.
And most people don't want to do it
fastest.
because there's usually $25, $30 wire charge with it, and I get it. People don't want to spend an extra $30 if they don't have to. But if you're buying a home, it's the safest, it's the most effective, and it's the fastest way to do it.
It's like your insurance policy for $30.
Yep, just making sure that it gets there. And then on top of that, just make sure that those wire instructions are, I would love to just be the one handing them to them in closing so that they have a physical copy of our wiring instructions. But if they are out of state or there's no other way to do it or they want to wire beforehand, we can securely send them our wiring instructions and they can send it that way. So wire fraud is still out there. It's always going to be out there. There's always things that people are trying to get on for that, so.
What about Ernest?
Earnest money can be wired. Typically, it just depends on, what's that?
The company Ernest.
Yeah, so the Earnest Money Company, they would send it, it would basically work through them, and then that money would be sent to either Century 21 or to us to hold those funds. And so that's how that would work. But Earnest would be, and I haven't ever received anything from Earnest yet. Most times it just comes through a wire transfer. But I would imagine that Earnest is going to send it through wire transfer. So, okay. Any other questions? All right. Oh, we lost the squares. Okay.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Woo! We always appreciate the tip, and you guys, if you always need a second opinion, they are on the first floor, so please go and ask questions. Don't just assume. People make mistakes when you assume, so thank you so much for being here, you guys. Okay, we're gonna get right into our CE class. We have Kit Bates. You guys, he's an amazing instructor, been in the industry for over 18 years. Sorry, am I taking away your introduction?
Oh, you're
Okay,
good. This is
great.
Good, save me.
You guys, he teaches at the Salt Lake Board. It's how to create more business from your database. I think everybody can use this no matter how good you think your systems are. It's always good to add a tip. So ask questions. If you're online, please put in your email address, your license number, and your name so you can get credit. It's a 1 hour CE. And unmute to ask questions. And please take away some useful tips and put them in your business. Okay, Kit,
Thank
ready
you.
for you. Woo!
Awesome. All right. So like Ruby said, I've been in the business since 2006. This is my family here. Got me doing some fun stuff on a wakeboard that I limit myself to now because I'm getting older and things don't don't recover as quickly as they used to. But I've been privileged to be coached and mentored by some of the best real estate agents in the industry across the country. And so I've implemented a lot of their systems and teach their systems so that hopefully you can have some good takeaways. The goal today is not to do everything, but figure out a couple things that you can actually do and implement that are gonna move the needle in your business and become much more efficient. So we're just gonna dive right into it. We're gonna talk about the Focus database. How many, when you hear the term database, how many people are you typically thinking of when you say someone's got a great database and they get a lot of business from their database? What's kind of the number that comes to mind? Like 2,000? I was gonna say 500. 500.
If you can.
So like lots of people, like hundreds if not thousands of people when somebody is getting a lot of business from their database. And that's not what we're gonna talk about today. Today we're gonna talk about 150 people. That is it. 150 people, but like gold mines, 150 gold mines. Like really honing in on who is going to be those game changers, those big cheerleaders for your business, and not just like throwing names on a list and it's a numbers game. This is a relationship business. The numbers game just doesn't pay off like the relationships do. And so we're gonna go heavy into that, and that's how we database like a beast, like having deep relationships and very intentional conversations, intentional relationships with people that are going to be able to help us, but also people that we want in our life and in our circle that we can help make a difference for them outside of profession, like personal changes and impacts on their lives. So we're gonna talk about 3 lists. We're gonna talk about top 50 VIPs and what that is. We're gonna talk about your top 50 past clients. If you don't have 50 past clients yet, then this list becomes really easy as to who goes on that list. But once you get over 50, then we start to hone it in on who really needs to be on that list. And then we're gonna talk about business owners. That's it. 150 people, super manageable, nothing like crazy and just like elaborate. We're not doing 2,000, 5,000, some of these databases that we hear about are not relational. It is just a numbers game in your database. Most of them you don't actually know. So we're gonna talk about first VIPs. When you hear the term VIPs, who comes to mind? Who would be a VIP to your professional list and to your business?
Repeat clients, people who refer you.
Okay, repeat clients, people that refer you. We're gonna separate clients because we've got that list going back to that last screen. We know our top 50 past clients is gonna be a separate list. So we want 150 separate individuals, and that's a good point because we want to clarify, we don't want to duplicate or triplicate anybody. So if we've got VIPs that were past clients and they're all business owners, pick one. Don't put the same name on multiple lists. We want 150 different people.
People that know people.
People that know people, right? The networkers, the movers, the shakers, people that are in the community, okay?
Connectors, yeah. Connectors.
Connectors, yep, exactly. Yeah, those people that get it, that understand like, hey, this would be helpful for somebody, let me connect you with this person, people that are well-known, people that attract people. So a couple ideas here. So family and friends, first and foremost, right? Like those are the people like your own family, your own siblings, your parents, like those are the people that regardless of how good or bad you are at your job, they want to see you win because they don't want you ending up in their house in their basement, living there, right? Like they want to see you win, want to see you successful. They've got some personal ties, but then you've got those leaders in the community. So whether that's a neighbor, religious leaders, someone that's on a board or working or helping out with the city or whatever it is, but then also people that are already involved in your business that are not producing themselves. So if you've got a TC, you've got an assistant, your broker, depending on their situation, if they're not actively selling real estate, but they're in real estate, what kind of conversations are those people having with their friends, with their family? They're talking about real estate. They say, hey, who would you use as a real estate agent? Knowing that person is not gonna be the one to help them, are you that go-to? Like those are people that people a lot of times overlook. A lot of conversations going on there about real estate, and we want to be top of mind with those people. We'll talk about how to do that. But then, like was said, the networkers, the movers, the shakers, the referrers, the connectors, that's the type of people we want on the VIP list. Yeah.
And nosy neighbors. I have a neighbor, she just knows everything about everybody.
Nosy neighbors.
Walks the dog, and talks to
Right?
everybody, so she's one that's my favorite.
And those are the ones that are blowing up social media too. They're like always posting something. You're like, good grief, lady, like get a life. But then you're like, hey, wait a second. What if they were posting about me?
Yeah.
Like, those are the go-tos. Like, don't be so annoyed. Like the ones that kind of bug you, those might be great referral sources. So yeah, the nosy neighbors. I love that. So this is what we're looking at, and it's our top 50. And when we talk about these lists, it's not something that you set it and it's forever in stone. This is something that is going to be top graded on a regular basis. So you get a list of 50, go through your phone contacts, go through your social media contacts, put 50 people on there, and you're like, these are the people. And then know that the bottom is gonna change. Bottom half, you're gonna keep probably 25 of those people, and the other 25 is gonna be constantly shifting. And it's gonna be moving, because you're gonna realize, okay, this person not so much, or they are married to another real estate agent, or whatever it is you're gonna find out that maybe makes them not someone that you need to be reaching out to on a professional level. And then you just replace it with somebody, or you just talk to somebody new, that you're like, this is a networker, this is someone I need in my life, and you add them on and you go through and you look, okay, who maybe isn't my top person on this list? Because you don't want to just add people, and then you end up with a list of 100, and then everything we're going to talk about becomes impossible to do. Okay, so any questions about that? Yeah.
I apologize, I may be getting ahead, but you said that, like, this list is gonna be fluid.
Yep.
What's the cadence of kind of, is it a daily thing, is it a monthly thing that you would recommend?
I would suggest daily. Get yourself into the mindset and routine of paying attention to who would be a good VIP person, and identifying when you're having conversations with people, who's maybe on there that you thought was gonna be great, but really isn't. And you wanna be doing that on a constant basis. Yeah, I wouldn't, that's not something you need to necessarily time block and say, okay, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna dial in my lists. But constantly, as you're going through your day, you're paying attention and you're like, dang, like, this is a great person. This is a mover, this is an impactor, this is someone that is attracting, this is a magnet of people. And then put them on the list as quick as you can before you forget. So set a reminder, send yourself an email, send a note to your assistant or your TC, whoever's managing this database for you, because eventually, as you work this list, these lists, you're gonna get to a point where you are so busy, you've got to grow, and you've got to scale your business, and then you start to delegate all of that. And that's a different topic, but then yeah, so for me, voice memo sent off says, hey, add this person to the VIP list. And they put it on, it's there, and then that way I don't forget. So, good question. Anything else? Any other questions on this? Okay. All right. Past clients, top 50. This is really easy. Like I said, if you don't have 50 past clients, put them all on. And then you're gonna start to top grade once you exceed 50. But if you have more than 50 past clients, you've got to start to identify who are the top ones. So who is already referring you? Without you being very intentional and very strategic and systematic about getting referrals and about this database, who's already sending someone to you? That's your top person. I don't care how much you enjoyed working with them or not, like that's one of your top past clients if they're referring business to you. Who did you enjoy working with? Like, who are those, as you start to identify, who did you really like? Because that, if you can fill your life and fill your professional business with those people, with those types of people, then that's where, the theory of, do something you enjoy and you'll never work a day in your life, I think that's crap personally. Like, you have got to grind. You have got to work with people that you don't like in the beginning. Eventually, you're gonna start working with, you're gonna get to that point where you get to hand select the people that you're going to work with, and you get to fire and just not work with the ones that you don't, because you're past survival mode. Like when your family is hungry and you got bills to pay and you got late fees that are racking up, you don't care who it is, you're gonna grind, you're gonna make it work. But eventually we're working towards getting to a point where we can work with a lot of people that we love, that we really care about. I was talking to another agent this morning, and she was like, hey, I wanna plan my exit strategy. And I wanna build a team, and I wanna just hand stuff off to them so that I don't have to feel this burnout that I'm feeling right now. And I said, okay, well, what if you have a family member call you up, someone that you love, or your best friend, or whoever, are you gonna hand them off? Oh no, well, I can help them, I can help that person. Well, why would you do that? Because it's not a burden, because you like them, you love them, you care about them. And so then the job is easy. They respect your time. They're not like, hey, can we go see a house at midnight on Friday after your date night? Like, you know, we all have those experiences. Those are people that respect you and you respect them, so you enjoy it and you don't get burnt out working with those people. Well, what if all the people that you worked with were like that? Were people that you sincerely cared about and loved? So identify who you really like. Those are the ones you want to target. If you're looking at that list and you're like, man, I really hated working with this person, take them off the list. Remove them forever. They're people that they attract are going to be just like them. You're going to build your business working with people that you don't like. Then we talked about the mouths, right? Like, goes back to the VIPs, the nosy neighbors. So past clients that just talk a ton, they're posting a ton, they're always giving you compliments, or they did the online reviews, things like that. Those are people that you want to consider for your top 50 past clients. Business owners, so past clients, again, not duplicating the list here. Who gets the referral game? That's what we're looking at. Who already understands that? Who owns the business and understands that referrals mean the world to them, and that if you remind them that it means the world to you, they're gonna do the same to help support and grow your business. Okay? And then as you get those referrals going forward, unintentionally or intentionally, make sure that they're on that list. You know, just top grade, constantly top grading on a daily basis, those people. And then you build this amazing list of people that you love. You can still do, we're not gonna talk a whole lot about like blast emails and things like that and get into a lot of social media stuff where you've got a far reach to a lot of people that you're not having to like directly interact with. But this is the ones we're gonna interact with on a regular basis, very intentionally.
Like a one-to-one.
Yep, exactly. Okay, questions on this? Sweet. All right, let's jump here. All right, business owners and builders. So business owners get the game. So these are people that you're already referring to, put them on. If you respect them enough to refer your personal business to them, put them on the list. And you're already giving them business, so what should they be doing?
Giving you business.
Reciprocating the business, right? They should be giving that back to you. Think about those people right now real quick and think, next thought, are they referring business to you? And if they're not, why? They don't think about you enough. You are not in a tight enough relationship. You don't have them on a dialed in specific list of protocol of what you're gonna do to support them, to help them, to like be very direct and intentional with that relationship. So we'll talk about that. So whether it's an inspector, title person, repairman, stager, your HVAC guy, your roofer, the painter, all these people that you should already know because all your clients are asking about them, who they are, they need those referral sources. Make sure you have a specific list for them. And we're gonna talk more to that. Yeah.
Number one on that list should be a hairstylist.
Yes, especially for you. With that good looking hair, I can tell you've got a great hairstylist. So.
They have belts and they're talking.
Yes,
before
right?
they
Like, so
leave.
for the women in the room, y'all understand this? Like, you're spending 2, 3, 4 hours with your therapist that does your hair and explaining all the things that are going on in your life, including, I'm thinking about moving. Right? These are the business owners we're talking about. They talk to lots of people, they get very involved with people. So, doesn't have to be directly involved with real estate necessarily. Okay? Great point, thank you. Go-tos that are in the financial industry. So if you've got a CPA, a financial planner, like these are people that homeowners are going to need. You should have these as contacts as well, even if it's not somebody you're referring out on a regular basis. Divorce attorneys. Anyone have a divorce attorney that they work with? One. Okay, you could make a list of 50 divorce attorneys. Why are divorce attorneys amazing for you professionally?
They have 2 clients.
They're helping people that need to sell their house.
They have 3 clients, three deals for you
Oh, yeah.
with 1 referral.
That's true.
How's that?
Sell it to purchase.
Sale.
Sell a home, both of them buy, right? Make a list of 50 divorce attorneys, prospect them. That can be your whole list of business owners. Okay, so there's a nugget for you if you don't do anything else.
I just want to add something
Yeah,
to that
please.
because divorce attorneys, they will recommend you, and most of the time, the buyer and the seller or the husband, wife or whatever, they don't want to use friends that they know because they don't want them knowing their business, or if they're getting divorced, or if they're biased in any way of using each other's. I think it's great to get them on board to refer you, saying, hey, I recommend this person, I've worked with them before, they're great.
Yep.
And I think they would go with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Like attorneys have high trust levels with these people and high influence. So when they refer, and that's the goal with these lists, as we go through this, you're gonna start to be thinking about like, oh my gosh, if I had these lists and I got a referral from these people, like these are amazing referrals. These are not internet leads. These are not like the profane email addresses that we get when we get an internet lead with like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 phone number, and we're like, oh great, yeah, this is dead lead. How much money did I pay for this? Like, these are good quality leads. Yeah.
So I have a question, like, I don't know any divorce attorneys.
Okay.
So do I call them and go meet them at the
Absolutely.
office? Is that what you do?
Yep. Just start cold calling. Or better yet, we're going to talk about. No, we're not, but I will now. If anyone has anyone ever been tagged in like, hey, I'm looking for a realtor on like Facebook,
Yeah.
right? Like people love to refer. You throw something up, you could build this list and say, hey, here's a list of people that I need to know. Please let me know. And you'll fill up that, you get like half an hour if you're on social media whatsoever.
There's that Connect Utah page
Yeah.
on Facebook, that's really good. If you say who's a divorce attorney on here, you'll probably have like 15 people in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, just like that. So use your network to build your network. Yep. And then that makes your network feel good, and then it's a reason to say thank you to them, and it's a reason that'll help you identify who are some of those VIPs. Going back to that list. Like who are the ones that are on there like watching Facebook like a hawk, ready to just like, okay, how can I comment today? It's like, oh, I need a divorce attorney. Oh, I got one for you. It's like, whoa, like I didn't even press like post yet, and they're already like commenting. And so those are other people that then you can call them, have a conversation. We'll talk more to that. This is more of just like building the list right now, but yeah, I would leverage that before starting the cold calls. But then you could go to that. You could just Google divorce attorney, Salt Lake City, Murray, whatever. And you're gonna get their receptionist, so you've got to be prepared with scripts on how to kind of get into them actually. But we'll go through some scripting in a minute too. Who has a great business? Like if it's the family friend that's got the side hustle, they might not be as well networked as you're hoping for someone that you're trying to involve in your professional life and get referrals from. So you want to make sure that they themselves are running a great business also. Builders, why are builders great referral sources? Builder agents, what are they doing all day long?
Yeah, talking to people.
They're talking to people. They're about building a home. Are their sales reps at the model homes? Thank you. Are they selling houses? Are they listing homes for sale outside of what the builder has? Typically, no. Typically, their agreement says you will not do your own personal production. You will be here, you have a guaranteed salary plus a bonus per file or whatever it is. So they need a good referral source for someone that can help these people sell a home. And the builders themselves, they're building homes, they're not listing homes, they're not showing houses or anything. You need to be their contact. And then agents in other markets. I know we all hope that we can drive down to St. George on our spring break that one time and show a house and hope that one house that you showed is actually going to close. But that's not how it works most of the time. And so having somebody in Logan, in St. George, in Arizona, in Idaho, in California, like how many people, we're all complaining about California moving here. How many of you are networking with multiple agents in California for them to send you their Utah stuff? Like there's another list that you could have, like have a list of 50 California agents and just stay in touch with them, and they're coming across people that are moving to Utah all the time. So that gets the wheels turning on who to put on these lists. Okay, so we're gonna talk about how we can actually build business with those people. Be very intentional, instead of just blowing them up with no value, just harassing them for business, like that sometimes defeats the purpose of these lists and building a relationship by saying, hey, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell real estate? If we do that month after month after month, then phone calls stop getting answered, and now you're like, man, I'm gonna take them off my list. They don't ever refer it. It's because you weren't doing anything to help them. So we'll talk a little bit about that. So in order to get value, we've got to give value. And to give value, we need to know how we can do that. We need to know what people are looking for, what's valuable to them. So when we put together a database list, what information do we usually have about the person?
Contact info.
Contact info. What contact info do we have?
Email.
Phone,
Email, phone, maybe the address. That's kind of a thing of the past a little bit right now, but like that's the extent. Like name, number, email, right? What their handle is on Instagram or whatever. Like that's kind of it. And we're like, okay, I'm gonna prospect to my database, and you have like zero information past making a phone call to them. And so in order to make your conversation with them impactful and valuable, you've got to know more about them. You just have to. How many of you know one of your family members' birthdays off the top of your head? Everybody, right? Why? Their family, right? Because you've been in a relationship with them. You've paid attention to it year after year. How many of you know 150 birthdays in your circle? Off the top of your head?
Facebook.
Facebook. Besides Facebook, like
Right.
if I just asked you right now,
I
hey,
understand your point.
I'm gonna pay $1 million to anyone that gives me 150 birthdays and are accurate, like we're not capable of doing that unless like that's been our life goal to memorize birthdays. So we've got to be organized and intentional with what we know about people, and we've got to build a list. It's not impersonal that you don't have it memorized. It's actually very personal. If they knew that they were on a list, and not a lot of people were, but they were on your list, like they feel good. So it's not impersonal to have a list to remember this information. And if you want to build business this way, then you've got to do this. So I'm gonna go through all this. So real quick, here's some things that you can have other than name, number, email. What's their address at work and at home? Why would you want to know both of those?
To send them gifts when they go under contract or send them.
Send them gifts, send them thank yous, do things that are nice for them. It's great to send it to them while they're at home, but what if you send it to work? Now what's the reach and the impact?
Coworkers see it.
Coworkers see it. Where's that from? From my realtor. Really? I haven't heard from my realtor since we closed on our home 5 years ago. Now you're getting network. Now you're getting more visibility, more traction. Knowing what they do for work. Can you add value to somebody's life if you know what they do for work? Hey, I've got a referral for you. I know what you like. Let me get something for you that you like. Know their birthday. Where can you get their birthday from?
Facebook.
Facebook. Go there first. Second, where can you get it from?
Yeah,
Lender has it, right?
oh,
Or just ask them
Or
for it.
just
ask them, or just
Ask them. Oh, I don't want to ask. Like, this is something I should probably know. Have that conversation. Hey, I should probably know this, but I've just been terrible at it, and I'm trying to get better because you are by far one of my favorite past clients. You are one of my VIPs. You are one of my favorite business owners that I'm always going to refer to anytime they need carpet or whatever it is. And to do a better job of taking care of you, is it okay if I get your birthday from you? Hey, do you know when my birthday is? Like, If you wanna feel good about not knowing their birthday, ask them if they
But
know when
after you
you're.
ask their birthday, you better do something on their
Yes,
birthday.
exactly. So that's what we're gonna get into. Anniversaries. Know when their anniversary is, know what hobbies they like, know what their favorite candy is, their favorite beverage, who their spouse is, if they got kids, if they got pets, like you go on and on and on. But this is what we're talking about for building a power list, not just a contact list, but something that is going to have a huge impact and allow you to easily provide value to somebody. Has anybody ever sent a thank you to somebody that referred you somebody for over like $100? No? Okay, one,
25.
couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, like we spend all this money, we're like, hey, we want you to know, like I just closed this deal, thank you so much for that. Like, I just made 30 grand on this person, here's a $100 gift card for whatever. And we don't say thank you for the initial referral. We say thank you for the closing. It's not their job to get the deal closed, that's our job. But what we want them to do is refer people. So say thank you there, find out what their favorite candy bar and drink is, show up at their office because you got the address. You spend $5 and 30 minutes. Every single time you get a referral, what's your referral business gonna start to look like?
Yeah.
Like a beast, right?
Right.
You explode. And you have fun doing it, because, I'll pull this up real quick. Does anyone know? What are conversion ratios on cold leads? 3%, if you're good, right? National average is between like 1% and 2%. Y'all are much better here because you have much better training. But if you're 3%, how many leads do you need? How many cold leads do you need to sift through to get 3 closings? 100, right? So 100 equals 3 closed. How many times do you need to call each of those leads? 6 to 7 times, right? So let's just say 5. So 500 phone calls to get 3 closed. And be very intentional and systematic about this, and don't get burned out along the way. We look at this, we have 150 people where we know this information, we have a relationship with them. How many phone calls do you think it would take with that type of people to get 3 closings? Let's do this, let's do this. Let's go 3 closings. What's average conversion ratio? What would you think? If you got referrals from these type of people that you know this stuff about them, what percentage of those would actually close?
75, 80.
Okay, let's say 75. 75% close means that we're gonna need to get, what, 12?
No.
No,
Close 3.
sorry, I'm working out running the numbers backward. That's what we wouldn't close. So we're gonna have 4, right? 4. Thank you, I do math for a living. 4 referrals to close 3.
Yep.
How many times do you have to call each of those referrals?
2.
Maybe.
Not 7.
Yeah, sometimes once, sometimes 0 because they're calling you. So say it was twice. What's better?
8. Yeah.
This is why we build our database and work it like a beast. Because we can close 3 deals making 8 phone calls. And then what do we do with the rest of the time when we're not calling the other 492 people or 492 times? Whatever the heck you want. Go home. Go be with your family. Go spend all that money that you're making. Do something cool. Do something impactful, meaningful. Go volunteer, do charity work, whatever it is that floats your boat. So this is what we're talking about when we're looking at this and saying, okay, we want to work a database like a beast. Not just blasting everybody and being the MLM person that is like, hey, how'd you like to make some passive income on the side? And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm never taking this guy's call again. Like you wanna be impactful, and so we've gotta know these types of things in order to have an impact. Okay? Everyone on board with that? Are we good? Like we wanna make less calls and make more money? Or say, you've got that, if you were used to making 500 calls and now you're closing the same amount with 8 calls, now what can you do if you just keep working? You're gonna triple, quadruple your business, like that. Okay? So, that's the power of having a dialed-in database. So we talked about the who, we talked about the what, we're gonna go how, right? So, phone calls number 1. So we've got to make phone calls to them.
How do you
Okay,
create?
here we go. That was weird. I clicked it once, a bunch of times. So, how do we create value for these people? Talk to them, right? Make phone calls. Then when we're making phone calls, we can set up times to go to lunch with them. We can invite them to events that we're doing, either at the office or our personal events. Birthdays and anniversaries, that makes people feel good. That's a value add. If you're just doing something that helps somebody emotionally, like, hey, just want to wish you a happy birthday. Oh my gosh, how the heck did you remember that it's my birthday? You're my realtor. Oh, remember when you told me like 3 years ago when we were doing the transaction? Oh my gosh, that's incredible. I can't believe that you do that. No, but my mom didn't even call me yet today. Like I get that stuff all the time. Like I'm the first one to talk to people. Sometimes like I'll wait an extra hour from when I thought I should have called, give the family time to not look bad because I'm gonna be better than they are. And then providing information to them, providing content that is specific to them and their needs. So sending out videos, emails obviously is a little bit trickier game because there's a lot more filters and things, so that's kind of shifting, but then sending physical mail as well. Letter of the heart, evidence of success. So the stuff that you're providing to this database of people, like these are your closest people that love you, are your cheerleaders, and you want to be real with them. Letter of the heart, super crucial. Do not talk about business occasionally. Tell them about something personal and meaningful and impactful that happened in your life. Tell them about the quality dad dates that you do with your kids. Tell them about the date night schedule that you have. Tell them about grandma passing away and how you reflected on life. Like talk about that stuff. Be real. Be a human. Not just this robotic real estate agent that's in their face all the time, but make those personal connections. Anyone listen to Ed Milet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so he's got the one that came out this week with Doc Amen. He's a child psychologist, studies the brain, done like hundreds of thousands of brain scans and stuff, and he's talking about, I'm not all the way through it, but he's talking to Ed about those core memories. Our core memories, why?
They stay with you.
Because of the emotional connection, right? Because there's an emotional moment. And when you start sending out stuff like this, you connect emotionally with those people and you make an impact. And then they love you that much more, not just professionally, but personally as well. So do not overlook that opportunity to, 1, make an impact on their lives, but 2, connect so that they think about you all the time professionally. Evidence of success, your big wins. Right? Home was listed for sale by Homey for like 6 months, and then 2 days later we had it under contract when they signed with me. Like that kind of stuff that does happen on a regular basis, right? Like this is the difference in why you should think about me and use me, because I will change your life. I will have a bigger impact and be able to help more people. So if you talk to anyone that's running into issues that I can be helping out or thinking about it, let me know, okay? So that's the kind of information that you want to be providing to them so that you separate yourself professionally and personally with them. So how do we do all of that? So making the phone calls, whoa.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Tripping.
Oh, still going. Still freaking.
Don't move.
There you go.
Okay. All right, making the calls. Time block when you're gonna make those calls. If you make a list, let's jump ahead real quick. If you've got this sheet right here that says what to do and when to do it, this is a cheat sheet that you can just go off and build your own template on that tells you who to call and when to do it. You can make it whatever day you want, but have a routine and a system to doing it. On here you'll see on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we've got those lists. We got VIPs, past clients, we got, yes.
Monday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Monday, Thursday, Friday on here, sorry. Monday, Thursday, Friday, and we've got those lists, and each of those days, you're calling 12 people. 3 times a week, you're making 12 phone calls intentionally to these people with that list of stuff that you know about them. And if you don't know all that stuff, or you don't have 50 people, just start by making a list of 5 people and start putting stuff on there. Don't feel like you can't start making phone calls until you have a list of 50. Start with a couple. And then you'll get the wheels turning, you'll start to understand who should be on that list. But have a set time, and the way that this works, Monday, Thursday, Friday, is 12 people once a week. Monthly, you're connecting with all of them. And then the next month, you just go back through the list. So on a monthly basis, you're at least making a phone call to these people. And when you sit down and eliminate the distractions, how many people do you think are gonna answer the phone if you make 12 phone calls?
3.
Okay, some 12, 3, not everybody,
they like
people are
you or they
busy,
don't like you?
right? Let's go half. Say that 6 of those 12 people answered the phone. You're probably gonna be, if you're intentional with your purpose of why you're calling, and you're scheduled and you know you've got a time block, you can keep those conversations to probably 5 to 10 minutes. So we go 10 minutes, 6 people that we've talked to, how long does that take you? 1 hour, 3 times a week, 3 hours, calling these people. Routinely, regularly, and impactfully.
In addition to that, even if you don't connect with them, there's a high probability that they're gonna call you back,
Yes.
I think.
Yep.
So, as opposed to like a cold internet lead.
Yeah, I got your information online, please call me back. Yeah, they always call back. So doing that will allow you to be very efficient with your time. And it'll allow you to be laser focused and be able to take notes, put follow-up information on there if they mentioned that they might have a referral for you, as opposed to driving around and you've got the list in your car. That's a good backup. Have a list, print it off, and if you've got a busy day and you're like, I gotta get my prospecting done, but I got 5 appointments, well, to and from each appointment, you can make a phone call. So there's your 12 calls that you can make. So that's second, but it's best to have that time block so that you're focused, you can be, not multitasking. So on the theme days, on that list, you can see that there's things to do where you're making phone calls, you're sending out videos to them or sending out mailers to them, you're hosting happy hours or events or whatever it is that you want to do, and then you're extending those invitations. Makes it very easy to be in contact with those top people in your life on a regular basis. So when you call them, then the problem becomes, well, Kit, I don't know what to say. If I'm calling somebody 12 times a year, what the heck am I gonna say to them without being like super pushy and salesy? Go to your list, right? Happy birthday, happy anniversary, happy home-iversary, happy whatever, like, those are easy things. Pay attention on social media. They've got other stuff going on. They might have had a baptism, or they might have retired, or they might have like all this other stuff that's going on in their life. Hey, I saw this. Like, just pay attention and be real, be authentic, and treat them like you would anybody else, any of your closest friends or family members. Initial conversations, this makes it easy. You're like, well, I haven't talked to one of my favorite clients. I closed him like 4 years ago, and I haven't talked to him since. I've done a bad job. There's your script. I've done a bad job. Will you forgive me? Bad job for what? Oh, I haven't been in touch with you. I should have been reaching out to you all along. Oh no, I didn't need anything. I didn't sell a house or buy a house, so no, you're totally fine. Well, I want to do a better job. I want to take better care of you because you are by far one of my favorite clients. You are on my top client list. Is it okay if I get some information from you? Because I promise I'm going to do a better job going forward. When's your birthday? When's your anniversary? Remind me your kid's name, remind me your wife's name, remind me, you can just have that conversation initially. Thank you so much. Do you need anything from me right now? Emotionally, you're adding value to them. When you tell them they are your favorite, they're one of your favorites, they're your VIP, top business owner, top past client, that's the value add that you're giving to them, is you're making them feel better, you're complimenting them. Okay? Birthdays, anniversaries, everyone knows Ford, right? Family?
occupation, recreation, dreams.
Family, occupation, recreation, and dreams, right? Talk to them about that stuff. Talk to them about meaningful stuff that's important to them. Event invitation. You know, you've got the event that was just announced that's going on next week. Like, call those people personally. Like, you're gonna blast out the email, you're gonna post it on social, and then you're gonna be like, why didn't anybody show up? It's like, make a personal invitation. Pick up the stinking phone, call them, say, hey, I don't know if you saw this or not, but you are one of my VIPs. I wanted to make sure that you saw the invitation. Would love to see you there if it works out. Okay? Extend that invitation. Invitations, that's the value add. You're giving them an opportunity to do something. Whether or not they actually show up doesn't matter. Professionally, you've accomplished everything you need to just by extending the invitation because you're top of mind and they know that you have something to give. It's just up to them if they want to actually take and receive. Then occasionally you can have this conversation with them. Who do you refer when someone mentions real estate? Hey, I know that you must have had 100 people over the years ask you about real estate, and I want to know who it is that you refer. I'm always trying to learn and grow, so I want to know what it is about them that makes you want to refer them. Oh, well, I've got somebody, but they don't do a whole lot. Yeah, I'm happy to refer you. Oh, would you do that for me? That'd be amazing. And is it okay if I check in on you periodically? Because I know it's not always top of mind for you. You're not always just thinking about me. Is it cool if I just check in and see if you've had those conversations? Oh yeah, totally fine. Now you're giving yourself permission to call back and ask about business, but you don't ask about business because you're just gonna talk about personal stuff, but you've already mentioned it before, so they know when you call that they should try and refer you. And you're like, oh sweet, yeah, absolutely. You know, but did you see that Jazz game last night? I can't believe 13 in a row, they're losing, they suck right now. This is horrendous. Have those conversations and they will think of you because these are those tight people in your network. So have those conversations, especially this is a good conversation with business owners. So they understand the game. You say, hey, you're a business owner, who's your go-to person? And they say, oh, it's my best friend from high school. Awesome, do they do anything in particular for you? No, not really, just my best friend. Okay, well, like, could I maybe get in on like 1 out of 4 or something like that? Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you refer business to me, I'm happy, you know, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Awesome. And then you start to call them on a regular basis, you're wishing them a happy birthday, you're inviting them to events. Now what happens to the best friend?
You're his new best friend.
You're the new best friend, right? There you go. All right, so then script, if you need to keep it concise, this helps with time management. Just making a business call. Is now a good time? Oh yeah, what's up? Hey, I wanted to call you, let you know about the event that's going on. Did you see that? Oh yeah, I got that. I'm actually gonna try and come, bring my whole family. Awesome. Hey, by the way, how's the family? Like, don't dive into, like, if you're making those calls and you're just like, hey, I just want to check in on how your family's doing. Oh yeah, I haven't heard from you in like 3 years. That's cool. You just call and check in on my family? Yeah, right. Like, don't do that. So if you're making a business call and it's been a little while, you need to kind of initiate that relationship again. Hey, I'm just making a business call. I see you on social media. I've done a terrible job at staying in contact with you, but I know you are like you are a magnet for people, and what you post is super inspirational. I love seeing your family. I love the inspirational quotes and stuff. I assume you've got tons of people coming to you about personal stuff in their life. I just wanted to know who is your go-to person when anybody mentions real estate. Because I respect you, like full transparency. Like, I'm making a business call, I'm calling about real estate. Hey, by the way, how's the family doing? As opposed to, hey, how's the family doing? That's all I was calling about. Hey, by the way, did you know I'm a real estate agent?
By the way, do you know I'm still selling real estate?
Yes, and then you hate making those phone calls because you know your database now hates you. So make them love you, and they will do everything they can to support you and provide value to you. Okay, so those are the phone calls. We're gonna blaze through the last little bit here. Thank you program. Having a dialed in thank you process, because this will work. You will get referrals when you build these lists. So you've got to thank them. We talked a little bit about this. Have something that you're sending to them up front for the referral, not for the closing. It'll save you money and it'll get you more referrals. Because if you send a thank you based on somebody that closed, what are people now looking for?
A gift card.
They're looking for a gift card, but they're also looking for people that they know are ready to close.
Right, so they're trying to pre-qualify
Yep.
for you.
They're pre-qualifying, they don't understand real
Right.
estate. So you get less referrals. They just start referring people to you and you coach them and educate them on how easy it is to get in, that there's no down payment options and stuff like that. And they're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I didn't realize I'm ready to go now. That's what our job is. That we just want to get that information of who's thinking about it. So that's what we're promoting. So have thank you cards ready to go. Gift cards, doesn't have to be a lot of money. I have stacks of $5 gift cards to Swig, Jamba, Starbucks, and then I can, based on what I know about the person, I can just pick from that, send a thank you, here you go. Personalized, only cost me $5, or I can show up at their office with that and their favorite candy bar. Candy bars tend to melt in the mail, so don't try mailing candy bars. Make the phone call, tell them thank you right off the bat. Thank you so much, that's amazing, appreciate that. Are you gonna be at your office tomorrow afternoon? I'm actually gonna be in the area, I wanna drop off a little thank you for you. We wanna be promoting that and encouraging and have that positive reinforcement of just send us the name and number. Like if somebody mentions it, send me the info. I'll take it from there. And if you get 150 people that are doing that for you, how many conversations are each of those people probably having on an annual basis about real estate to somebody? Let's say 2. 150 people times 2, 300. What's our conversion ratios?
75%, it's a lot.
Can you handle that much on your own? Nope. What do you have to do then? You gotta scale, you gotta grow, you gotta delegate stuff. And then you just do the fun stuff. Now you're making so much money, you offload the stuff you don't like doing, and you just spend time having fun, talking to people, sending out thank you cards, dropping stuff off at their office. That's your job. And that's how these top earners in the country, these top real estate agents, are closing 300 to 500 transactions a year. Just with this. This is their system. It's not complicated.
I'm sorry, I was keeping notes,
Yeah.
and you said this is all done after closing
No, this is for when you get a referral. Thank you process for the referral.
or the referral?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. All right, birthday program, have that too. You got all the information about them, you know what their hobbies are, you know what they like. Personalize the gifts. You do not need to spend a ton of money to do a personalized gift. So you can do, their favorite candy or drink, but if you wanted to get real personal with them, maybe they refer you on a consistent basis and they love the Jazz, you'll get a snapback hat with some new style with the new purple logo or whatever for the Jazz, and you show up and you're like, here you go, happy birthday. Oh my gosh, I love this hat. Had one of my friends, I went to the U, and he's a BYU fan, so it was a big move for me to give him a BYU hat for his birthday. But he loves it and he wears it all the time. I gave it to him like 4 years ago and I see him wearing it like all the time whenever he's posting stuff on social. Find out that stuff about people, and it cost me, I don't know, 20, it's probably on sale because it's BYU, but but stuff like that, find out what people like and just cater to that. You don't have to spend a ton of money. Sending out birthday cards, making those phone calls, and sending out videos. Send out videos, it doesn't take long, record yourself a video, send it to, hey, just want to wish you a happy birthday, I was thinking about you while I was out driving around, I'm actually walking into an appointment right now, but didn't want you to think that I forgot you on your birthday, mean the world to me, thanks for all you do to support me and my family, send. As opposed to, anyone pull up Facebook on someone's birthday? Happy birthday, HBD, can't even spell the whole thing out, HBD. And it's you got 70 to 80 of those, and that's high impact, super meaningful, they're gonna think about you for real estate, right? No, not gonna happen. This stuff, a video, how many of you get a video from anybody on your birthday? Yeah? 3? Love it, those are great people, those should be your VIPs then. But most of us, that doesn't happen, right? Very rarely are we gonna get something like that, and so that makes a big difference, only takes you a few seconds.
I call people and sing happy birthday,
Love it.
even if I get their voicemail.
October 28th.
What's your
October
number?
28th. Okay, there we go, don't forget. Office deliveries, so I love this one. A helium balloon is $3, and a cupcake or their favorite candy bar is $2. So $5, you show up at their office with a big balloon, says happy birthday, makes them feel good, and now everyone in the office knows it's their birthday, so now they're getting wished happy birthday even more, and they're asking who the heck sent them, brought them that balloon. My real estate agent. Like, it's not rocket science and it is fun. This is so fun, and this is how you database like a beast. Like, this is like real deep relationships, meaningful impact, high endorphins going off in their head, and they think about you and they love you.
It's so simple and so at small cost, and the return is so big.
Yes.
I think we just forget that keeping things simple can sometimes work better than anything that you're doing, like a third-party database or your third-party lead system. I mean, you're just making a little bit of effort with the small details can get you so much more.
Yeah, and we're complicating it, and we're like, okay, well, what I do for everybody is on their birthday, I buy them a $100 bottle of champagne because they're my top people, and I drop it off to them. Oh,
Yeah.
30% of my database doesn't drink. The other 60% of them are recovering alcoholics. Maybe I shouldn't do champagne, right? Like, you don't have to spend a ton of money to get real personal and intentional. Just be intentional with it, all right? Videos, we'll blast through this. I love doing videos because it is far reach, zero cost to do, and you're able to connect with everybody quickly. So if you had an event going on and you want to send that out to your VIPs, to your top people, and you'd record a video. Hey, just wanted to invite you, make sure, I know I sent out a blast email, but I'm sending this in particular to you because you are one of my VIPs. So I will be in touch with you to follow up, make sure you got everything, but just wanted to make sure you especially got this. Send 150 people covered. You can text it out, you can email it out, and then you get on the phone. Now you've got an intro, a segue into those phone calls. Hey, just want to make sure you got that video. Oh yeah, I did, I actually registered for it. Sweet, see you there.
So what video do you use? Like BombBomb?
Yeah, so I use BombBomb is one. You're probably looking at spending $500-ish a year for BombBomb. And the nice thing about that is you can upload lists and retain them. So if you want to send out to the same list regularly, it retains all of that, so you don't have to do the one-offs as much. But you can really use anything. You could record it on, for a while I recorded stuff on Vimeo, and then you just send the link, copy the link, paste it, and send. BombBomb creates the little like image with the GIF of like the first like 1.5 seconds of you like doing the same thing over and over, and with the play button, so it looks nice. But don't overcomplicate it, just do something. Content, then you can get specific where it's like, okay, business owners, I'm hosting a lunch talking about business practices, and I'm gonna teach you this class that I just learned about VIPs. All of you should come, and I'm gonna teach you these systems to build your business with your database. Like, you just take everything that I've just taught you here today and use that as an event and excuse to invite some people, invite those business owners. And then you can get real specific, and you're not gonna send that out to everyone, you're gonna send that out to the business owners. Past clients, you're gonna send them out, hey, it's tax time, everyone got their tax notices, like I'm running a bunch of CMAs for people to make sure your taxes are in line, whatever it is, you can cater to that group, so make sure that that content is appropriate, because the more often you're sending inappropriate, not like that inappropriate, but like not relevant, I guess is irrelevant information, the more likely it is you're gonna get unsubscribed and blocked, and they're gonna start just deleting that and getting in that habit. That's why letter of the heart, event invitations, evidence of success, that stuff is engaging because it pulls on the emotions a little bit more. And then talking about like niche programs, things that are going on that help people buy homes better, or the short sale influx that we're starting to see right now, whatever it is you want to talk about. You can do that occasionally, but not all the time. You want to be more personalized. Birthday videos, then use this, that you can do this during your process, pre-record milestone videos. So that the template email that you send out that says, hey, congrats on being under contract, my TC is gonna be in touch with you, whatever. Get rid of those paragraphs of information that people are like, whoa, what do I need to remember, what do I need to remember? Say, hey, watch the video now that we're under contract. And it's you, hey, now that you're under contract, here's what to expect. We're gonna be in touch with the lender. The lender's gonna get the appraisal ordered after we do the inspection. So just know that that's what's going on. And a video, way more impactful than 5 paragraphs of information. And it personalizes. And so even when you're not in touch with them talking to people, this information connects you, keeps you involved in the process with no time. And then it's easy to delegate that, where if you have it at TC or assistants, then they're sending that stuff out. Hey, by the way, Kit wanted me to send out this video about the next steps. I recorded it 5 years ago and it's going out to everybody, so I don't have to be the face all the time, because I am the face with the video, but I don't have to be doing everything myself in order to manage a much larger pipeline. Okay? Email list, social media is great.
I just want to add something.
Yeah.
If you're sending out videos, you can even send an update in their market, an update like in their community, or if something's being built. Hey, did you guys see this? Just wanted to share this with you. I know it's in your neighborhood, or I know it's in your community, or in your city. Hey, look what's happening here. I think it's more valuable too to add things like that instead of just sending them posts.
Yep.
Doing an actual video saying, hey, did you guys see this? Look how it's being built out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, pull up your list,
Yeah.
sort it by city. South Jordan, hey, just so you'll know, this house in South Jordan came up for sale. Thought it'd be specific to you that you might want to know. Send it out to the South Jordan people in your database or whatever. So, real easy to do, don't overcomplicate it. That's it. So, database like a beast. Like this is something that will have a huge impact on your business. Again, like I said at the beginning, don't try and just implement all this stuff all at once, or you're gonna like just go resort back to everything you're already doing and have to do nothing. But pick out a couple things that will be something you can implement right away, and then you can start to build on that. So pick out 2 or 3 things from all of this that you know you can implement right away. Do it. Call me if you have questions. Happy to help out. But hopefully this is something that will give you vision and clarity and specificity on how to make it happen, and help you get an extra 2, 3, 4, 5 closings month after month after month, and your hours go down and down and down, and you close more. And that is the ultimate goal of being in one of the greatest industries in the world. So thanks for letting me come. Any questions? Anything else?
If you guys have not signed the CE credit paper, please go ahead and sign it. It's going to be over here. And then if you guys have any questions, let us know. And then don't forget, our client appreciation event meeting is tomorrow at 1:30 in this room. So please be here, okay?
How many credits? That was good.
One up.
So good to see you.
Is it
possible to get,
how
do you send those slides?
Yeah, text me your email. I'll shoot that over to you.
I don't have a memorized yet. That was awesome. That was way awesome.
Good. Try and make it impactful and like actually give you something to do instead of sitting here and being bored.
Like, oh, yeah, it says,
But
well,
look,
I've been,
here's
I've been to this class, I've not been before, maybe this time I'll actually.
There you go. That's the trick, is hearing it a couple times. It's like reading Bible verses. It's like, oh, I've read this before, but for some reason it's sticking now.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. I've seen you before, I think. What's your name? Chad. What's your last name? What's your
Scott, put your name down.
Oh, and the other one, she says, don't, yeah,
I like watching the Jazz when it's convenient. Like, I'm not going out of my way to like stop what I'm doing and watch the game, but yeah.
So this is one.
I don't like it right now.
I thought it was maybe that. I worked at the Jazz for 10 years.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying, it's 1.5.
Did you,
But it's,
were you doing like ticket sales and stuff? Were you helping with anything like that?
I
Or?
wasn't on ticket sales, I was kind of guest experience.
Okay, maybe that's what it was. Helping like the VIP stuff down low. That's where I've seen you.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
I actually put it
Do you
in my
know? You
contact
remember
of
Ace
my
Alec?
own- I put it in my livelihood.
No.
I put my, in the contact.
So I'm
of
friends
my
with
livelihood.
him, and he had like great seats and stuff. And I've been a couple times, and I think I saw you there one time in the
Oh my God.
Did you ever
the
do?
dining area.
Okay. That, or maybe you were holding a client event there, like a shoot around.
Maybe.
Anyways.
Shoot around. But yeah, that's okay. That's probably
That's probably
where.
it.
But you see, you've seen hundreds and thousands of people, so.
Right.
Apparently you're not on his list.
Not yet.
Thanks again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have a question, because I think I stepped out for a second. I did take notes, but what is the power list?
So that's the list, that's the information beyond name, phone number, and email.
Oh, this.
So that's all that stuff.
Okay, and then what's who goes on each list?
That's just who to put on, so if you did notes on that, just like who would be a good VIP
Oh.
for you.
Okay,
and.
I'm already starting this process.
Cool.
I'm getting hugs or the finger.
It's hard.
Either way.
It's
either
hard.
way,
I am
get it.
getting
It's
it.
hard
This
to
lady
really
was like,
specify.
how's so-and-so? And she's like, you can change my name. I'm like, how do you know what? She's like, I can see it in your phone. I was like, oh, well, fix that.
Yeah, and people that I thought would want to talk to me have, I'll send a text and then write stop. I'm like, oh gosh, I offended someone somewhere. But I have
That's
a
because
lot
they
of
don't have your
my,
phone number saved.
I have, yeah, exactly.
Or the text message looks like it's a little scripted and templated.
Like automated.
And yeah, because that's why they send
I said,
stop.
Hi Heather, it's Brenda.
Right, and
from Century."
texting systems allow you to
Yeah.
auto-populate a name.
No, she
And so-
manually texted
I
it.
meant.
Right, you did,
But she
but they
thinks it
think,
wasn't.
that maybe
Yeah.
it was an automated system where it populated her name and sent that out to a bunch of people. So then, take that as like, okay, well, I need to get a little more like specific.
So the
And
universe
make
is
sure-
screaming at me. Like I literally am in my office and I'm calling or texting everybody. Like literally right now, creating my top 50 essentially. So it's
So
funny
there's a
that-
gal, cause
Hopefully that
Russ talks about this all the time, creating your database, and there's a gal that is a master at this. She has 97 on her
Yeah.
list, and she keeps it at 97.
Yes, for this reason.
And she
Go deep,
gets
you go
rid of
personal.
people, yeah, he didn't get so detailed to like divide it out, but I like this, cause then it makes
So-
you focus.
Well, Cassie did that one thing in her get to know you. So I have the get to know you, and my last client was like, "Oh my gosh, I love this."
Yeah.
I'm like, well, we're gonna spend a lot of time together,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna have to
Yeah.
go through a breakup process, which will give you separation anxiety. But once I get all this information, it's like we haven't broke up yet.
And hers is the favorite candy, favorite drink, and some people are like, huh?
Where
And
are
I know
you at?
Harry
Cause I
does
feel
this.
like
Yeah,
I know
no,
you. I'm
our-
obviously
Yours
not
is
on
the
your
same
list.
thing.
Our team is
Yeah, I'm a
completely
guild mortgage.
SOI based.
So do you know
Right
Justin
on
Eller?
here. When
Yeah.
I listen to
He's
you
a
guys
guild
come
too,
and
down
talk,
there.
I was part of the
It's
academy
right
acquisition,
in-
so
Oh,
I
were you?
academy for.
Well, when I was
How's
sitting
that
there, I was
working?
like, this sounds
Okay.
like
Just,
I mean, it's a
change.
transition.
Sure.
And,
software
um,
to computers, but
the same
pretty much the same
thing
otherwise.
when you
I
do
mean, I like it.
your,
So.
happy hour
yeah.
once a,
We have our
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah, it's awesome that you got this stuff going on already, so hopefully that just like
I just
kicks
am
it into
like,
high gear
know,
for you.
it is.
our whole
Like-
office, they've always coached us, have your top, divide your ABCs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We actually,
Doing it and not doing it. I'm not doing ABC anymore.
yeah, I love
Well,
this because
this
it's
is
just a
kind of
reminder of what
the
we're
same
doing, and then you added a few
way.
different tips to it,
Yeah, a
which
little
is
different
awesome.
angle where it's like telling your kids
I
to
love
do
it.
something they never
Yeah.
do it, and then like someone at school says something like, "Dad, guess what I heard at school?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I told you that like 500 times."
Yeah.
But just hearing it from a different
Yeah.
angle
Different
sometimes like.
angle, different
Yeah.
process, but you know what? We talk
Are
about
we
it so
still on
much.
video?
Huh?
Are we still on video?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is
Oh.
true though, we all know
It's
it, we
always
just
fine.
need to do it.
It's just Brandon on there, you can
Need a
say something.
reminder.
Hey, Brandon.
Need a reminder all the time that this is what we need to be doing.
Well,
So
sounds
do
like
you
you're
teach
great
a
at
class
SOI.
besides CE on
You said you're
this?
the queen of following up.
Or
for
what do you?
SOI.
I
Yeah,
am
I mean, I do this class regularly, and then I've got
But
other
sometimes I love it when
avenues
I
that kind
call
of pull
someone
into
and
it as far as I get more specific, I have another class I do more specific on like scripting
Yeah.
for
Yeah, when they
referrals.
call you by name,
But-
like.
Oh, I love
Where
it.
do you sign up for
But I
that?
wanna do
just
some
need
kind of
help.
competition, there
Send
was
me
once
your
upon a
email and I'll
time,
put you on the
long time
invite
ago, a
list.
radio
Cool, that'd be
station.
awesome.
If
Just
you
I'm like
answer
right
your
now,
phone,
I'm like, you know what?
KCPX is
The
number one.
worst things that happened to you
KCPX
than
has
this,
been
so
around,
just
but I
get
still
on it,
remember
but
it.
I got a
My sister
referral
was
and a
in,
buyer,
she was gonna win.
and I've only been doing
So
it like
every
2
time she
weeks.
answered the
A
phone,
listing and a buyer or something.
KCPX is number
So
one.
start off right, you're doing it right, you already
And it
have
was
that
never
momentum and
KCPX
you're already
calling
focused
us.
on the
It was
right
like
things, you're not
random.
gonna
You put
develop
your name
bad
down.
habits.
Well, this is what I'm,
They're
well, this is what I
contests.
know, either
And
like
then they
Mary
would
Bell,
call
there's
at
no
random.
in between for
Okay.
me.
People.
Did you in?
So you
I
had
wasn't
to
a
answer
nice
that. Now
person
she
in my
never
previous
won.
life,
I
my
don't know how many
sense have
people in the
changed.
contest, but isn't that awesome?
So when
Yes,
people are like, oh, I know you, and I'm
KCPX is
like,
number one. So then people
like,
would
well, that could be
whoever